Hey guys, and welcome back to another super fresh video. I'm Plan Eats, and this is the Plan Eats YouTube channel, and I'm so happy you decided to click on this little video today. Welcome back. For those of you that have been following me and following my recent vlogs here on YouTube. I just got back, guys, from Toronto. I think I had told you I was heading to Toronto in my last vlog, and I went. And I want to share so much about that with you guys in the next video. I won't do it in this video because I've got some other stuff, more pressing stuff that I want to talk about. But I will tell you about a little story that's coming out of Toronto. It's in an area called Parkdale, which is downtown Toronto. And it's being rebranded as a place called Vegandale. The vegan venture capitalists are moving in, and they've built a whole little sort of ghetto, a vegan ghetto. And this has some locals up in arms. As we know, some of our vegan brothers and sisters, they're not as apologetic about their ethics as others may. And this bothers some people. So there has been some back and forth, but it's an amazing little spot. It's a sign of the times. Look, when money starts to follow veganism, flexitarianism, and reducitarianism, whatever you're talking about, then you know there's something happening and that things are working out when it comes to plant-based diets. It's good for the animals, it's good for the environment, and it's good for our health. But as the video is titled, I want to address a question that seems to recur in the comment section, and I don't want to give you guys the impression I'm trying to avoid the question. Obviously, I'm on YouTube, so I'm trying to let it all hang out, so to speak. And I have to make sure that I respect boundaries. I'm not the only person involved. And the question is, am I married? And for those of you who know me personally, you already know the answer to that. And the answer to that is that, yes, I am married. You know, I specifically didn't say anything about that in past videos or in the comment section, only because not everybody wants to put their private stuff out there on the internet. But I'll tell you, I love being married and I really enjoy it. I'm lucky because I found someone who actually is willing to put up with me, and I am also a person who can be very happy single, but like I said, I found someone who was great, and I think you just sort of have to take life as it sort of comes your way. But if you're single, that's a great way to be, and if you're married, that's also a great way to be. And will there be a couples video in the near future? Well, I wouldn't count on it. I have asked more than once, and I usually it goes this way. I'll ask the question, and then it's usually a little smile, and then sort of looking up to the right as if there's some sincere reconsideration of the question, and then ultimately it's a no thank you, and so that's fine. So this channel is not going to change. It's not going to turn into a couples channel or anything like that. But you know, I will continue to ask. But I want to ask you guys a question, since we're talking about marriage. Are you married, and for how long have you been married? If you're comfortable, please don't do this unless you're comfortable, and obviously we need to respect boundaries here if we're in partnerships. What do you think is the secret to a long and healthy, happy marriage? Please post that down below. I'm really curious to know what you guys think. I was watching an interview with Alan Alda recently. As you probably know, he has announced that he has Parkinson's disease, and that was very sad to hear. But he was asked in an interview what he thought, because he's been married for 800 years. And the question was, how has he been able to keep that? And he said because he's still in love with his wife, which was so nice to hear. But he said that the secret to a long marriage was a short memory. So I don't know, maybe there's something to that as well. Forgiving and letting things go. None of us are perfect. But please share it down below. That's the first question of the video today. Are you married, and what do you think the secret is to a long and healthy marriage? And the final and most pressing point I want to make in this video has to do with something I started talking about in my last video, and I just feel like it needs a little deeper sort of discussion on it. And it has to do with other YouTube channels that don't seem to want to present veganism in a balanced and fair light. These are channels, and I'm going to caution you when you consume the content from these channels, will want to present veganism as though it's dangerous. And look, this just defies common sense. As I've said in other videos, I totally recognize that some people are going to find taking on a high fiber diet challenging. Inflammatory bowel disease, which by the way is not that common. I looked up some statistics on that, and I will link a study that was released in December in the Lancet in the description box if you want to read it. The scientists, the doctors that present this paper are very credible people, and they reported on the incidence of inflammatory bowel disease. In every 100,000 people, you're going to find about 300 of those people have an inflammatory bowel disease. They might have Crohn's disease, they might have ulcerative colitis, but it's a small number. And so that means that in 1,000 people worldwide, about 3 people will have that kind of a condition. The rest of us are prime candidates for a plant-based diet. And if the plant-based diet is adopted slowly with patience, then you can have great success with it. Look, I will tell you this, I would far sooner have an active gut than an inactive gut. And what I mean by that is, and I have in the past eaten more meat and tried the paleo diet. I mean, I tried all this stuff in the past. I'm sure you guys have gone through the litany of diets. And I can tell you that if you eat more meat and dairy, you'll find that you have a very calm gut. But you'll also find that the bathroom experience is not very gratifying. And in my opinion, how you eliminate your food is a primary indicator of your health. That's my personal belief. And I personally believe that if you're seeking a healthier diet, you should be seeking more fiber. Fiber should be something that you chase, and you want to chase it down slowly and carefully with patience, because if you jump in too fast like I did, you may find that it is difficult on your system, and you may incorrectly think that you have a disease or you've damaged your health when in fact you just went at it a little bit too quickly. I will also say this, that you can still have a flat stomach on a vegan diet, you can still have washboard abs on a vegan diet, you can still look how you want to look on a vegan diet. You just have to work out some of these things. And one little piece of advice, I'll finish up here on this, is I found that when I started moving toward like rice, potatoes, sweet potatoes, and lentils, for some reason those foods were very filling for me. You need to be satisfied and satiated on a vegan diet, but it also felt more calming to my system. And then eventually I could incorporate more other beans and legumes into my diet and fibrous greens like collard greens. And eventually my system adapted, and now I find that I'm a marathon runner when it comes to taking on fiber, and that just took a lot of patience. So I want to make sure everybody's 100% clear on that. I'm not trying to discount anyone's individual testimonial. All I'm saying is that if you don't have an inflammatory bowel disease, then you are likely a very good candidate for a plant-based diet. And if you take it slowly and with patience, it should work out really well for you, especially if that's where your ethics are taking you and you really want to do it. It's not going to happen in a day, a week. It might even take 6 months to a year to sort of manage things and try things out. But I can assure you it will work out for you. Anyways, guys, that is the video for today. I just want to thank you again for stopping by, and I want to say hello to all of you who are new to the channel. There are several hundred new subscribers just in the past few days, so thank you so much for subscribing. And if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Press that little subscribe button along with the little bell icon next to it for all notifications to my uploads to YouTube. And you can also find me on Instagram and Twitter. The links to those are down below in the description box, and I look forward to seeing you all right back here in a few days' time for another super fresh video.